We don't study laws, we don't study bills of exchange and all that. We don't have to do that. The cashiers, they count the cash, they credit your account.
But what about your own articles of association, which is your own company guidelines? Isn't there a responsibility for
maybe I could just give you some information as to going on with it. This is how I know it's incorrect.
If I take your contact details, because I will take, there will be a department that I can call and get guidance from. I can do that. So if I take your contact details, I'll call you back, or I'll get somebody else to call you back who knows more about it.
And just for your own knowledge, HSBC's own Memorandum of Association, Article 3.1, and that's very relevant to what we're doing here, and HSBC's Banking Act 2002, which is on legislation.gov.uk, Chapter 3, Section 2.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I appreciate you've kind of just given me an overview of what you believe a promissory note to be, but obviously, you're not prepared to put that in writing because you're obviously unsure of what you've just said.
Well, you seem very sure of what you've said, so I'm not going to stand here and say you're absolutely wrong. Okay, so I do need to get further.
But to get down to the brass knuckles of it, the reason I've come in is HSBC have been kind of hounding me. Returning payments and saying that your account's overdrawn. I've had this conversation over the phone. It's like I did deposit, so I don't know what's happened there, and I find it a bit cheeky that if I was to try and go over my limit on my overdraft or my credit card, I'm not allowed to do it. Yet HSBC see fit to put it over that limit by levying charges that shouldn't be levied.
Well, actually, you would be able to go overdrawn on your account. We do have that service.
No, I have an authorised overdraft, yeah, but when I've tried to make payments recently, I haven't been able to, even for the sum of £5. I couldn't go £5 over by me trying to, but it's okay for you to put me over by levying your charges, and I don't think that's acceptable. If an agreed overdraft is in place, if I can't go over it, then you can't put me over it either. That's unfair.
Okay. Well, if it's charges, then we can. They can take you overdrawn. We won't charge you for taking you overdrawn any further. And without bringing up your details on the screen, I can't say why you haven't been able to go £5 overdrawn if you have tried to. My assumption is that if it's happened a numerous number of times you've gone over your agreed overdraft, we will put a stop to that.
I'll give
but I feel probably that's an issue for.
Well, I understand, but just a quick example there. There was a direct debit supposed to go out for £14. That wasn't honoured, yet you charged me, I think, £25.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit unfair considering, as far as I'm aware, my account should be in credit.
Okay.
And the fact is, if anyone had an issue with what was deposited, nobody called me. Nobody returned it back to me.
All I've been told is that there was.
I went away under the assumption they know what they're doing, everything's fine. And the fact is, 10 days later, it's still in your possession.
Okay. Can I just ask, and I'm not obviously trying to stir things up. Can I ask why you use the payment machine rather than taking it to the counter?
Because every time I've been in here previously, the lady that goes round saying is, if you're just paying in, to use the machine, always trying to get used to. So it's like. Okay.
What would, out of curiosity, why would you ask that question?
Just because it is an unusual deposit. I hope you appreciate it's not something that's paid in every day, and for your own peace of mind as well, you're paying in something unusual. You'd like to discuss it with a cashier. Most people would. So I'm just questioning why it went into the payment.
The reason I didn't feel I needed. The reason I didn't feel I needed to do that is because obviously I knew the validity of it in the first place, but also before I even went and did that. I checked HSBC's own standing in the matter. You are governed by the Bills of Exchange. It is in your Articles of Association.
As well? So we're obviously going to leave here today, and you promised to go away and research this to the point that you can liaise with your other teams within HSBC and offer some form of final answer. Can you give us an indication as to what date you might give that by, based upon the fact that we have currently got a situation whereby this is causing us problems, damages wise, in terms of the costs that we're now incurring are, directly stemming from this matter, and we're quite urgent to see a resolution. So what guarantees can you give us in terms of a deadline date?
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm going to get guidance today, and I'm sure we still have the copy of the promissory note in branch. So I will be able to fax that off to the relevant department so they can check the validity from their point of view. So I can phone you back today by the end of day.
Okay, thank you.
If you're not happy with the response I give you today, then we raise a formal complaint, and that can take up to 6 weeks, the maximum. Okay.
So
but we aim to resolve all our complaints within 48 hours, and if not, within 5 days.
So hang on, I just want to ask, so you're going to go away and check this out today. You're not guaranteeing an answer today,
No.
but you're saying that a definitive answer will be available within 48 hours, you're saying. Is that
We
right?
aim to answer all of our complaints within 48 hours.
Is that working days,
Working days, yeah, thank you. But obviously some do require further investigation. This will require us going to other departments, so could take a bit longer.
Right.
Okay. But whatever happens, I'll make sure it's in writing to you, as you've told me that's what you want.
And when I say in writing, I mean an actual wet signed document. I don't want a photocopied, scanned signature. I want a wet signed signature on there. And if I have to come in to the branch and collect it, that's fine. But okay, well now this is in play. I assume you realise until this matter is resolved, the account is in dispute.
Yeah.
So you can't be levying any further charges on there.
I can put a block on the account. If there are further charges and we agree that actually the bank are at fault, we will refund those. But I can't freeze interest or charges. I am unable to do that. But if we're at fault, then we will refund any charges.
Right. Okay. And you know, obviously, just a quick point to what you said earlier on. You said the promissory note was addressed to HSBC. It actually wasn't. The HSBC's name does not appear on there anywhere. And yeah, you know,
without looking at the document.
Well, that's fine. And you know, well, thank you for your time, basically. But I'll let's see, you'll be calling me later on today.
Yeah, I apologise, you know, in advance if we are at fault here, and I agree with you that contact should have been made with you. I was made aware that a promissory note had been handed in, and the cashier, who is a very experienced cashier, explained to me his knowledge on the subject. So I apologise if what I've quoted to you is incorrect.
I think there's a bit of quite a lot of misinformation on these subjects, to be honest. I assume.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, our understanding on the subject, probably mine especially, is little to none, because I've never dealt with a promissory note in my life. I've been with the bank for 4 years. I've never seen one. The cashiers haven't seen them for 20, 25 years. So I apologise if we are incorrect, and we will sort out everything on our side.
So you've never seen a promissory note?
No.
Have you ever seen a credit agreement?
I've seen credit agreements.
Promissory note.
Okay.
I mean,
fine.
are you able, just as a curiosity of mine, but isn't it true that when a loan agreement is signed, that you've got a signature on there that basically is a document stating I promise to pay? Yeah, you'd agree with me that far?
Okay, but that's an agreement, that's a contract between the bank and the customer.
You'd agree that that's ultimately a
Yeah.
promise to pay, right? Okay. Is it not the case that when that then transfers over to HSBC's corporate investment department, that then is something that's sold as negotiable instruments? Is that not the case?
To be honest, again, I don't know. I deal with branch-based banking. Okay, that's my knowledge, that's my history, is branch-based banking. So if you have these queries and you want to know more, certainly write a letter to the bank and it will be dealt with by the relevant team.
I've known people that have tried to get this, confirm this over the phone, and as soon as that was mentioned, HSBC hung up. Yeah. Yes. So it's like I say, I apologise if there was any miscommunication at the start, but it's just that we're coming from a standpoint of, we know everything that we're saying is correct, and we know that we've got the legislation, everything to back it up. And it was just, I suppose, my correcting of you was for your knowledge, because it's unsafe to go around believing something that isn't true, and then you could go saying such things to people and leave yourself in a bit of a position.